So the cost of living is going to be higher in Florida.
All right, what are we looking at?
So my rent is going up from $2,000 a month to $2,800 a month.
Okay.
Because I have to have a 3-bedroom because Robert and Madison need their own bedrooms. And of course, I have to pay for flood insurance and other things like that.
Okay. All right. And you mentioned food.
Yeah. So the kids eat organic.
Okay.
She isn't demanding luxury, only the basics her children deserve. When rent jumps from $2,000 to $2,800, it's not about preference, it's about survival. She's relocating to a safer neighborhood, one where her son and daughter can finally have their own rooms. But with that comes higher rent, flood insurance, climbing expenses, the price of providing a quality life. And just as the stakes rise, the father steps in asking for a cut in child support. Why? Stay tuned. The heat in this courtroom is just beginning.
And they're vegan. And so my grocery bill for them is already close to $800 a month.
Okay.
So his opinion that $880 is too much for the kids is wrong. It is a wrong opinion because your children deserve the nutrition they need to grow up big and healthy and strong so they can be college athletes like you want them to.
Okay, so Miss Adams, you said that your rent is going up $800.
Yeah.
You have to pay flood insurance. The children's diet, they eat organic food and they're vegan. Okay, so
He argues that $880 a month is just too much for child support. But she fires back. Her grocery bill alone runs close to $800, packed with vegan, organic foods that fuel her children's health and athletic dreams. She's not cutting corners, she's raising champions. Now the judge wants hard numbers, real specifics. And as the truth begins to surface, the father may not be ready for what's coming next.
are you using the child support for flood insurance and rent too? Or are you using it to feed the kids? I just want to make sure I'm clear on what it is that you're saying in regards to his request to get a reduction.
Yes, Your Honor. So the thing is that if I was living in a one-bedroom because I was by myself, my rent would be a lot lower.
All right.
But I have to get a 3-bedroom because I have a boy and a girl, and I don't want them sleeping in the same bedroom.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I have to get a 3-bedroom, and so it's not just that, it's my electric bill, it's cell phones, because our 5-year-old has a cell phone, so now I have to make sure that we've got...
He pushes for a reduction, but she insists her spending isn't on luxuries. A 3-bedroom home isn't a splurge, it's a necessity when raising a son and a daughter. Add rent, electricity, and phones to the list. Even their 5-year-old has one, just to keep in touch with dad. Every dollar, she argues, has a purpose. But the judge leans forward with the pressing question. Is this support truly going to the children or simply to cover the rent?
Her a phone line so you can talk to her dad so he can see her 4 times a week on FaceTime.
So about that, he said that he sees the children now 4 times a week. And you're saying that's not true, except for like a FaceTime video or something like that.
He sees the kids on an inconsistent basis.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
Okay. So when you say inconsistent, right now, do you all operate under a standard order where it's like first, third, and fifth?
He has every weekend, and I have during the week.
Okay, so every weekend he has.
Right.
Okay. During that every weekend, it's inconsistent, is what you're saying?
He claims he's with his kids 4 times a week. But her reality tells a different story. Missed visits, broken promises, and the occasional FaceTime standing in for presents. The judge wants clarity. Is this a father truly fighting for time, or just painting a picture that sounds good in court? The contradictions are piling up, and now the stakes are higher than ever. Custody and support both hang in the balance.
I mean, it's just all over the place. He just comes and goes and sees the kids whenever it's convenient to him, or maybe his girlfriend like turns him down for a date or whatever.
Okay, so that was petty.
What girlfriend you talking about?
We didn't have to go there. We didn't have to go there. So is that what the issue is? Like, you're still mad at him about that story that he told?
Well, okay, so he put in a bid for an upgrade, or the upgrade put in a bid for him or whatever, and now I have to explain to our son why our family fell apart.
Oh, so it's some hurt feelings there. Okay, I understand.
She doesn't pull any punches. According to her, he only shows up when it fits his schedule or when his girlfriend bails on plans. The courtroom feels the sting of her words, but beneath the sarcasm lies something deeper, real hurt. Their young son is already asking why the family has fallen apart. Now the judge has to cut through the drama and focus on the only question that matters: what truly serves the best interest of the children.
So, have you already moved to Florida, or is this something that you're intending on doing pretty soon?
Well, I took the job offer and I've already found an apartment.
So the answer is yes. You pretty much already...
Everything but the U-Haul, Your Honor.
Okay. So in your court order, do you have a geographic restriction because Dad lives here?
Yes, but he moved just outside of Ellis County, so he's just outside of the geographic restriction, so it's technically lifted, Your Honor.
Okay. And technically is what you said, but is that what your court order said?
She secured the job. She found the home. She's ready to start fresh in Florida. But there's one obstacle: the court order. She argues it no longer applies since he moved just a mile over the county line. But now the paperwork is in the judge's hands, and the outcome could hinge on a single phrase. One wrong word, and everything she's planned may collapse.
Well, the court order says Dallas and contiguous counties, and he moved like a mile on the other side of the Ellis County line.
Okay, and I do have a copy of your court order here, and it doesn't mention that it's automatically lifted.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
I was just thinking it was the one that...
O is right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
O
Thank
is
you.
right.
I'm sorry.
O is right, because you can't just leave. You can't just do that. You actually have to ask permission to modify this order like he did.
Well, can I modify the order to move to Florida?
Just 1 mile outside Ellis County. That's where Dad relocated. She believed his move gave her the same freedom to leave. But the court order tells a different story. Now the judge is combing through the fine print, and the reality is sinking in. Her Florida move may have crossed the line into violation. The decision ahead isn't just about distance. It could rewrite everything.
Did you file anything for today?
I mean,
It's a yes or no.
No.
Okay. So you're moving without asking the court, can you move? And Dad is still living here.
Well, I guess I just didn't understand the way the order was written, because I had heard that if he moved outside of where it said, then I could move out.
Who did you hear that from? Did you Google? You did one of those Google searches? One of the Google lawyers told you that?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, well.
She never filed a single motion. No paperwork, no petition, just packed her bags and planned the move. She trusted what she read online, but the judge makes it crystal clear: Google is not the law. Now that mistake could cost her both custody and support. The court is setting the record straight, and this time, there's no quick search to save her.
Because they told you wrong, and that's the problem with Googling everything. You should have actually consulted with an attorney who would have interpreted this order properly to you. You can't just move. So let me tell you what we're going to do, because I think this is the fair thing to do. Regardless to whether you say his visits are inconsistent, he say they're consistent, the reality of it is when you move to Florida, he can no longer have access to those kids. So even if he were coming this day, this day, this day, and did every weekend, he won't be able to do that anymore now that you are going to move to Florida.
She's set on Florida, but the judge isn't letting it slide. The question flips. If Dad loses access to his children, why should he keep paying child support? The court makes it plain: visitation and support go hand in hand. And now, she's not just risking the $880 a month, she may be risking far more. The ruling is coming fast, and it could change everything.
So, what I'm not going to touch is your custody arrangement. Not going to touch that at all. This is a child support court. That has nothing to do with us, okay? So I'm not gonna touch it at all. You are free to move to Florida. However, he's coming off child support. So then he can use the money, the $880 or so that he would give you for child support, he can use that to travel to actually see the kids.
But what if he doesn't, Your Honor?
Well, if he doesn't, then after some time of him not doing it consistently, and when I say consistently and consecutively, it needs to at least be about 6 months or something like that, right?
Boom. The judge brings the hammer down. She can move to Florida, but child support vanishes with it. The father is free to use that money for travel if he wishes, and though she fears he won't, the court won't deal in speculation. He's given 6 months to prove he'll show up. If he doesn't, she can return and ask again. But for now, the ruling is final. 0 support.
Then you can come back and let me know, Judge, he's not exercising regularly. I need some support for these 2 kids, right? But absent anything like that, I believe that's in the best interest of the children, and quite frankly, that's fair. You're moving without permission, right? Which is a violation of your court order, so it's only fair that he stops paying child support. So beyond a reduction, he's coming off child support today. Now you will have to keep maintaining the health insurance, okay?
That's fine, Your Honor.
All right, so that, what is it, $362?
Yes, ma'am.
You'll still continue to pay the health insurance, but there will be no child support paid from him to you. Hopefully you guys can come to an agreement.
The judge makes it official. He's off child support, unless he goes 6 straight months without seeing the kids. She's stunned, but the court doesn't waver. This ruling is about fairness. She broke the order, and now she's paying the price. The question that hangs heavy in the air: will Dad truly keep his promise to stay in their lives? Or will this move end up costing the children far more than money?
Hey, Your Honor. Once we leave, I plan on giving her a call so we can try to talk about things and kind of get on a good level with each other.
Yeah, I think that can work. And who knows, your job may transfer up here and you may end up being back in Dallas anyway. Now, if that happens, you all would need to come back, because then we need to look at something different about what child support is going to be. But until then, you know, enjoy Florida, all right? Is there anything further?
No?
Thank you, Your Honor, for everything. You really made a big change in my life, and I'm glad we came to your court today.
All right, well, you're very welcome. And if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It all ends with a handshake and his promise to call, to try co-parenting better for the sake of the kids. For the first time, the judge sees a spark of hope in both of them. Maybe this is a fresh start, maybe even a path that leads back to Dallas. One thing is certain: this courtroom changed their story. If this moved you, like, comment, and subscribe, because families may break, but children will always need 2 parents who show up.